What up, Soul Chat? Yeah, the energies have been insane, Gabriel. Insane. Usually I know when I'm going through some crazy stuff in the spiritual, a big chunk of the collective is going through it as well. Can you guys hear my voice? And can you guys listen to the music as well? The music adds the tone. And yes, I did add the handpan back. I noticed that I can actually share revenue stream with the handpan, so I won't copyright strike me or whatever. So there you go. Handpan's back. And I also noticed that yesterday I put random meditation music and I didn't actually check on the frequencies, and I guess some of the frequencies were a little off. This is why maybe it sounded a little weird. Not yesterday, the last live. You can hear me, but not the music. Okay, let's put it up a little. How's that? Can you guys listen to the music? The music adds a lot to the atmosphere and to the vibes. The cat. You guys want to see my cat? My little soul cat. You can hear the music a little bit. All right, let me turn it up even more. Thank you for telling me. Let's put it up like about right here. How's that, guys? How's the music in that volume? So what's going on, Soul Chat, man? I know there's a lot of things going on in the spiritual realm right now. A lot of connections, a lot of people going through spiritual awakenings, even more than what we're used to. People that we never actually think would actually be going through spiritual awakenings are going through spiritual awakenings. Times, events, they're just gonna get stranger. There's gonna be more things that happen, like people passing, like big events happening. But again, this is just a big purge of Mother Earth, and every single one of these people have chosen this for this event. You know, that's part of their soul's purpose. Why is there no poll? I put a poll on. What's going on here? Okay. Let me see. Okay. Mm. Cool. Cool. Let's get it. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Soul chat. Awesome. The soul chat is here. What's going on? Miss Queen Alien. What is going on? Purple. Aaliyah. Gabriel. Lizmiz. Jiten. My brother. How is everyone doing? Thank you guys for being here on another day in the Matrix. Living our best life. Even though times may be hard, we are still living in the best possible time to live in this Matrix. What a crazy game, huh, guys? What a crazy story. What a crazy movie that we're in. And once you put those glasses on, once you put those spiritual awakened glasses on, you can never take them off again. And you can never force anyone else to wear these glasses either. That's the crazy part. You see things others can't. No matter how much you want to tell them, they will never understand. What a crazy journey. So let's get to the message of the day, my friends. This week, expect clarity, a moment of alignment that confirms your next step without question. This probably has already happened to you guys. It's Friday. This probably has already happened to you guys because I can feel it in the air, especially for the people that are watching this in the replay. Because there's lots of people that can't be with us right now with the soul chat. Because they're in other parts of the countries or other parts of the world and different time zones. But it's good to have you guys here, man. And thank you guys again always for supporting your soul brother. Yeah, I know, Gabriel. Yeah, I know. You know what's funny though? Society likes to deem us unique, spiritual, awoken people. Society, at least this society, this realm likes to tell us that there's a problem with us, that there's something wrong with us. That you're schizophrenic, that you have depression, that you can't learn like other kids learn because you have ADHD, because you have autism. This place likes to label us like we're less. But we are just tuned into a different frequency, man. And in reality, we are incredibly powerful. And even more powerful than the earth seeds when it comes to handling spiritual awareness. When you go through a spiritual awakening and you put on those glasses, the truth reveals itself and you enter different states of bodies, different emotional states. You enter your spiritual body, your emotional body, your mental body. There's like 7 of them. And more actually in between. Your pain body. Even without knowing. It becomes easy to you. That's your specialty. But because of that, you are prone to fears that you don't understand yet because you didn't have a guru to teach you. It's called initiation, baby. You guys are alchemists. You guys are shamans. The reason why all of this happens to you, negative fears and psychosis, depression, is because you're being initiated. Because during those states of darkness, you will learn how to alchemize it. Because you have already learned that before. In past lives. In your signature, in your soul signature. You already know how to do this. So it'll come to you, again, in different states, in different types of awarenesses. I know that for a fact. So you're not less than, my friends. You're actually a lot more powerful. Remember that, okay? Soul chat? And remember the message of the day. If it rings true to your heart, you already know how the universe works, baby. Law of attraction. If it rings true to your heart, if it rings true to your soul, hold on to it. It's yours. Yes. All right. All right, my friends. J10, I'm glad you're doing awesome, my friend. You feel, just by feeling you feel awesome. Purple, I'm alive. I wish I felt as great as I did when I was in your last life. Staying in my higher frequencies has felt impossible for the reason 717 here now. No worries, Purple. It's like I've always said, it's almost impossible to always stay in high frequencies, especially if you're in this society. Unless you're in the Himalayas, around monks all the time, it's going to be hard to stay in higher frequencies. And we're not asked to always stay in higher frequencies anyway. You know? We have missions to do. We have purposes to do. We have things to do. But don't forget that you are the witness of all those things. Okay? Hello, Amira. Good to see you too. Or good to have you here in the soul chat. Let's go, man. Send my condolences to Queen Alien. You just lost your grandmother, Queen Alien. She was 94. Well, she's here with us then. She's here in your heart. May she rest in power. May she rest in peace. She's your spirit. She's in your spirit team now. Gabriel, I have mastered light and the dark. I love that. Whew, powerful. Powerful, my friend. I've had visions already of like 2027 and 2030 and even almost up to 2035 of how awakened our collective is going to be, because right now our collective is still afraid of their fears. Which makes sense, of being afraid of your fears, duh, right? But they're afraid of their demons still. Because sometimes when you experience the demons, they feel so real and raw and scary. There's going to be a very big, and I said this the last live, there's going to be a very big purge and a very big moment of shadow work happening from 2025 all the way to 2030 in the collective. because I can feel it in the air. I know that there's still a lot of people messing with dealing with depression and anxiety and stuff like that, because they have yet to go within themselves truly, or they haven't really been taught, but they're going to teach themselves anyway. And the cool part about this journey is, if you follow your intuition, right, it will lead you to yoga courses, Tai Chi, meditation practices, spiritual courses. I took courses, and it helped me a lot. I'm taking a yoga course, actually. That one's helping me a lot with my back. So if you follow your intuition, it will help you with self-development. There's a bunch of them online for free on YouTube. There's a lot of ways to grow spiritually. Music, meditation, high frequency music, of course. This is why I always like to say that the spiritual journey really is about you, even though it is also about the collective, of course, because you are the collective, yes. But it is how you perceive yourself in this universe, how you perceive the collective, how you perceive spirituality, your own unique perception of it. Anyway, boy, Edgar, I need some guidance. This month been kind of a roller coaster, and I ended up leaving my job at the beginning, but now I have offered to go back. My intuition is shaking. Any guidance in what to do? Okay. Most likely, anime boy, if you left this job and it was okay, so was this, did you leave this job, or did they like let you go or something? And did you want to leave this job? Was this job killing your soul, basically? Right? Was it overworking you? If that's the truth, if that's the absolute truth, then don't go back. Right? It's not about returning, because sometimes it tries to reel you. This is what jobs do. They try to reel you back. Go somewhere else. Get another job. Rest for a bit, for a month, for a week. That would be my advice to you, anime. Go within yourself. I feel like you do that. You can do that very easily sometimes. You have a very good connection. I can just kind of feel it. You have a very good connection. There are times where you have a very good connection to your inner child. So it's time to connect to your inner child, to things that you like. I just made a short video about listening to music that stimulates your inner child. Do that. Make yourself feel better again. Then once you're done with that, you feel better, go look for another job. See, when I was, this was back in 2023, when I first had my spiritual awakening, I was also without a job. And I went, I think, about a month and a half without a job. But I had money already saved. And I had a pretty big healing experience. And from this healing experience, a mother figure from another dimension or reality came to me and spoke to me and channeled through me. And she told me, go get a job. Don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Just do it. Whatever comes first. And I kid you not, a week later, my cousin comes and he's like, hey, you need a job? And we need a guy to work for construction. And at first I was like, fuck, I don't want to do construction. But I knew if I followed my intuition and said, you know what, just go for it. Fuck it. And I did. I learned many lessons there. And it helped me stay on my feet in that time. So just follow your intuition. Hello, Grace. Happy Friday. Thank you for being here with the Soul Chat. I was very stubborn in following my intuition to the more positive things. But even when I veered off course, I had some very unique experiences. Yeah, that's one of, for me, that was one of the more harsher lessons that I had to learn was sometimes you're not going to follow your intuition, and that's okay. Because the universe works in the moment. So if you don't follow your intuition, in that moment, there's going to be another timeline that's going to appear where you can follow your intuition. And it'll put you right back on track. Like that. Time doesn't exist anyway. It's all happening now. Right? So if you have this mind, right, of this awareness of the truth, you'll know that you're always being guided. Yeah? I left the job was okay, but the boss was kind of toxic. Yeah, you don't need that in your life. You're welcome, Anime. Sometimes we have internal shame because of the programming that we have from society to tell the, hey, if you have a job opportunity, you should take it right away, or why would you leave your job, and blah, 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 right? Let go of this. This is nonsense from society. Xander, I had a pretty cool confirmation. My dog, Ella, Luis, passed. My condolences. And is now a guide. Was unsure about a course, and her name came up in the group of the course I'm considering buying. Follow your guides. And here's the cool part, man. Like I just said a little bit earlier, if you don't do it, it's okay. There's gonna be another timeline that's gonna just show up again. If you stay positive and grateful and in awareness. And I'm not saying, buy everything that you feel like buying, right? Make sure you don't buy it through fear, right? Because that's one of the biggest marketing tricks. Because I studied marketing and business, and they do use a lot of fear tactics. So make sure you don't feel fear. Make sure it just feels like this is my path, right? It's like a calm. It's like you're a leaf in like a feather in the wind. Because I've taken a couple of courses, actually a big number of courses, and they have helped me tremendously. But it's only because I kept my mind open and I was willing to learn, right? Much love and good vibes. Hope all is well. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for being here. Hope all is well with you too, okay? Take care of yourself. Thank you for being here with the Soul Chat. And yes, everything is good over here. Everything is much, much better. Much, much better. I mean, infinitely better. These past couple of weeks have been some of the most healing, purging weeks I've had since the beginning of my spiritual awakening. There's a lot of things that I had from maybe what I feel is possibly past lifetimes, fears, very, very scary, intense fears that I just healed. Hi, Edgar Ridma. Needed your help regarding a decision I have to take. I'm feeling the need to leave my current city and move for better education of my inclination. Is that possible by the next year? I'm scared. Okay. You're scared. Okay. It's okay, Redma, no worries. Okay, doing things, especially big things like this, right, can scare you because you're not there yet. If that makes sense, right? Once you actually take the decision to do it and you're going through it, it's actually not as scary anymore, right? In fact, it's just scary because we're just thinking about it all the time and it's not even here yet, right? So just kind of relax yourself. And it's okay to be scared as well. Everybody gets scared. Fear is a part of this world, right? One of the biggest missions we have here as spiritual light workers is to study our fears. Believe it or not. That's one of our biggest missions. So no worries, okay? If you feel this inside of you, if you truly feel this inside of you, I suggest you should. The universe works in very, very mysterious ways. Very, very mysterious ways. So maybe even, let's say, and I'm not doing a reading here, okay, or anything. I'm just giving you my advice. Sometimes giving advice is better than doing a reading anyway. But let's say you go and it didn't turn exactly how you wanted it to, but you learned lessons. If you keep your spiritual mind open and your third eye open, you learned lessons enough because you have a vision. If you have a vision of yourself, of where you want to be in your life, you're already manifesting a timeline for yourself. And that happens instantly. And once that happens, the universe is going to start putting events in your life that shape you into that version of yourself until you're ready to receive what it is that you want to manifest. And sometimes that means going through negative things. Feels like negative things. It's actually just shaping you. So go for it. For anything. And just witness your movie. If you have a vision of where you need to be, or where you want to get to, it's already there. Even if it's a faint vision, it's already manifested. So all you need to do is just witness your movie. Witness the movie play out. Witness the ups and the downs. And don't be afraid. And if you are, it's okay. But go for it. You know what I mean? That's one of the best lessons I've learned in my life. Because believe it or not, guys, I was very afraid of putting my face out there on the internet. Back in the day. Back in when I started doing this in 2019, actually. I didn't know how to talk on camera. I didn't know what I was doing. It took me about a year until I got used to the camera. I was a very shy person. Very, very shy person. Very quiet. I still am kind of a quiet person. I always keep to myself. I like my space. But if you know it's like a divine mission that's within yourself, which is to experience this human experience and evolve in your soul, then there's literally nothing that can go wrong with you. There's the universe is just going to guide you easily. And I know you guys have felt this before, where things are going wrong, right? There's things that are going hard, but for some reason you get out of it. For some reason you turn out okay. Oh, it's fine. That was a really hard situation, but I'm okay. It could have gone way worse, but it didn't. It felt like I was being carried, even though there was negative things happening. I know that's happened to you guys, because it's happened to me so many times. It's like countless. So I always remind myself of that. I'm still here, baby. I did go for the course and it made a big difference. Whew, baby, let's go. I haven't been employed since the beginning of July. I've been making money by selling material possessions. I'm hoping to find a better way to make money, but that hopefully has to do with my soul mission. I haven't found it yet, though. That's okay. One thing too, as well, with myself, I will say this: if you don't want to work, right, just get like a small part-time, just something small. Who cares what society says? You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a full-time job where you're killing yourself. Just something where there's some income coming in, even if it's just a little bit. And that might even give you enough time to figure out what your soul's mission is. It's a whole roller coaster, this life. It's a long life too. Not to our souls. To our souls it's like that. But to our human perception, feels long. Hi Edgar, I have to say you have really stepped up your game within the last 8 months. Great job, brother. Thanks a lot, Jiten. I appreciate that. Yes, I have. You know, I don't get as burnt out anymore. I used to get pretty burnt out last year, especially 2024. I used to get pretty burnt out just creating content and always trying to come up with new ideas. But there's been a lot of fear that happened this year. A lot of spiritual psychosis that happened to me this year. Really scary stuff. Really, really scary stuff. Like my third eye got blocked. I couldn't hear my guides anymore for a good while. I couldn't even channel them for a good while. I can only channel my darkness. A lot of dark things. So it was scary. But I knew that was just initiation as I began to truly heal from it. And it took me down a path where I actually began to enjoy creating even more content because of that, as weird as that sounds. And now because that happened to me, I have more discipline and even more ideas. I mean, I have like hundreds of ideas and I get them. I'm literally always thinking about these things. 24/7. I sometimes have to be like, yo, just chill. Let's just enjoy this movie that we're watching. Because even while I'm watching movies, I'll be thinking of, there's like lessons that come with it. I'm like, oh, I gotta write this down. I think the universe made a joke out of my synchronized situation, moments, people in my life, just fakes and games. It's okay, Ms. I promise you, and I know this sounds like same shit that I always hear, but I promise you, okay? Promise you that eventually it's going to make sense. All of your pain, all of the people in your life that have hurt you, it's going to make sense. I know because it's happened to me. I know because I have so many calls of people saying the same thing. We're all basically kind of going through the same experience. Anyone that's spiritually awakened is going through the same experience. Their pain basically becomes their purpose. So if you are the type of person that you have a lot of pain and you heal from that pain, let's say you got bullied a lot or whatever, or something really bad happened to you, later on in life, once you heal, once you know how to heal from it, you want to help that type of person. The person, because there's a bunch of people out there that are going through what you went through. So you want to help them. Your pain becomes your purpose. Because you already know how to heal from that. And you are a beacon of hope because you say, hey, I went through what you went through. And I have a good life now. I didn't let that get to me, right? And I know it can be scary sometimes. I promise you what you're going through is temporary, okay? Absolutely, Edgar's happened so many times. I feel that that's often the case. It's often situations where you're not expecting shit to hit the fan where it does, and when you're so afraid, of things really going badly and it doesn't. Opposite is real, just doesn't work exactly how it sounds. The universe is just works in very mysterious ways because we just have a human perception, right? Humans have attachments, which is basically our ego. We attach ourselves to identities and ideas and beliefs, right? Let's say you want to manifest financial freedom for yourself, and you want to travel the world, and you visualize it and you see it in your mind and you feel it, and boom, the timeline is created. You manifested it already. So the human mind thinks like, okay, from now on everything's going to be smooth sailing. But that's not how the universe works. Because the only way you're actually going to change as a human is if you go through darkness. That's the only way. You cannot change when you are living comfortably. How are you going to change? I'm not going to change. I'm going to stay the same, stay exactly the same as how I am. Then you can't turn into that version of yourself that is ready to receive all the abundance. The version of yourself that's probably more disciplined. The version of yourself that takes more risks. The version of yourself that's more confident. The version of yourself that knows that they can do anything because they went through all that darkness. So there's nothing else that can stop them. See, all of that is all spiritual stuff. Your higher self can see that stuff. Your human self can't. So the best thing you can do is once you create that timeline, once you manifest that timeline, law of attraction is real, my friends. Once you manifest this timeline, witness your movie play out. Witness it. The ups and downs, who cares? Witness all of it. Eventually, you're going to get to that part. Eventually, you're going to get to that manifestation. And I promise you, when there's ups and downs, when you go to the high, right? And you're truly actually healing and you feel, oh shit, I'm actually fucking healing. The manifestations start coming in little by little. It's like a movie. You just got to believe in yourself. Let's get to the polls. Let's see. So for this live's poll, for today's poll, I put, what helps you trust in divine timing the most? Most of you guys said synchronicities. Makes a lot of sense, man. Synchronicities are everywhere. And I'm not just talking about numbers, right? I'm talking about little tiny things. The right word that someone said at the right perfect time. Or you're speaking about something, or you're thinking about something, and you listen to, and there's like music in the background, and in that music they say the word that you're thinking of or whatever. That's a synchronicity. Powerful, powerful, powerful. How can you explain this to a normal human being, right? How can you explain this to an earth seed? You can't. They're just gonna think you're crazy. Thank you, Aaliyah. I appreciate that. I very much do appreciate that. It was not easy. Fear, even schizophrenia. It was hitting that type of spiritual psychosis, which what I was going through. All of this year. Paranoia, anxiety, scary stuff. Spiritual discipline is a must. The thing about spiritual discipline, though, is you don't have to beat yourself up either. I used to kind of like beat myself up sometimes. I'm like, man, I should be in my office right now, working, right? But that's just counterintuitive. I also find that a lot of us creative minds, right? If you give yourself a routine and you expect yourself to be up at a certain time and all that stuff, sometimes your best ideas come at nighttime. like at 2 a.m. or at 1 a.m. or at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. So it's okay. Just kind of go with the day. Have a couple tasks for the day. Usually like 4 or 5 is what I have. Not big tasks, just normal little reminders. Post this, do this, post that video. And do them throughout the day. What are the symptoms for my spiritual psychosis? One of the biggest things that I felt that was scary was I felt like I had a hole in my head. So right here where my third eye is, because I had a very massive third eye blockage because of I don't want to say too much because I want to talk more about this on my Patreon, and how I healed it and the methods I used to heal it. But I will say this, it was because of marijuana. So I was smoking too much marijuana to meditate. When I smoked, it just got me to a very deep place. But I know now that I don't need it anymore. To be able to get to, I really don't, and that's why that had happened to me as well. So I'm not smoking it anymore, and it just caused a lot of fear. It was like a misunderstanding, it felt like a tear in my third eye, rather than like a heart chakra or a lower one of these lower chakras blockage. It was a third eye because it was I didn't understand parts of me didn't understand the universe because I was expanding my mind so much, and I was getting so many downloads on how the universe works and on how like different parts of me, different versions of me, the awareness of me and all that stuff, and it put fear in me because I was too faded. I was too high. And it was very scary. Very, very scary. Almost as scary as my anxiety, depression, paranoia episode that I got in 2016 up until 2018. That one was even scarier. That one felt like a heart chakra blockage, but this one was a third eye blockage, and it was painful. That's what sucked. It wasn't just the thoughts. It was like a headache, an ongoing headache. It felt like someone was stabbing my head and my face too. It would travel on my face and to my mouth area, to the point where I thought that I thought I was being attacked by somebody, or I was being cursed. But eventually I figured out that as I kept healing, I figured out that it was just myself. It was just my own perceptions of my own demons that I had from past lifetimes and things like that. And that's how I started healing. And that's it. That's all I'll say, because I want to talk more about this in my Patreon. And in my Patreon I'll say all the exact methods that I used to heal there. And if you guys are interested in my Patreon, interested in my story, I basically just documenting my story there, and then I also put some hypnosis and guided meditation techniques and all that cool stuff over there, and also transmissions from Blue, which is a future version of myself. It is an entity. It is a future higher version. I guess higher version, but it's more like a future version of me that is connected to my Octarian self, my Sirian self, my Lyran self, and many other starseed selves. And he's basically guiding me this whole journey here. So I do transmissions, or I will be doing transmissions, and of higher energy with him. So if you guys are interested in those things, my Patreon link will be in the video description down below. Also, guys, go check out the Lighthouse. I know most of you guys are there anyway, but I gotta say, go check out the Lighthouse, guys. The Lighthouse is a Discord for, you guessed it, lightworkers, starseeds, spiritualists, alchemists, anybody that needs a safe space where they can speak about their truths, man. Yeah, because THC abuse is part of what caused my spiritual psychosis too. Yep, except even worse was it was processed gas station stuff. Stay far away from THC, folks. I miss real weed though. So the thing is too, I think no matter what, for me, because the weed I was taking wasn't that great either. It was from a pen. But even then, I think even if it was good weed, it was just a lesson for me, man. It was just like I was attached. It was my ego. I had a marijuana ego. I was attached to the plant. That only the plant can get me to a higher state of awareness, and that's not true at all. I've gotten to even higher states of awareness without the plant, without anything, just by meditating. It was a very big lesson for me, and I'm actually very grateful for it. I've learned many things because of it. I learned many different type of healing techniques, and I also learned that I'm pretty badass. Because I went through something very, very scary, and I never ever gave up. I always told myself I'm gonna get through this no matter what. Always. Even though there were times where I felt like I was going crazy, and you guys never saw that. I still kept doing my lives for a long time. Never showed it to you guys once. Just talked about it every now and then. Edgar, I experienced the same thing. I used weed every time, and with Kundalini weed, it got me psychosis for at least a year. I get you, it was very bad. Yes, so if you guys are smoking, guys, remember, don't abuse weed, right? Don't rely on it, because weed is in your life because it provides comfort when let's say before you truly become spiritually awakened, because it reminds you of the spiritual realm, because it's still a psychedelic. But once you become spiritually awakened and you start to heal and you start to enter different bodies, which means the veil starts getting thin, and you smoke, weed lowers your frequency. It just does. So you're entering these bodies with a low frequency. And so a lot of the times you're not going to understand. And it's going to fuck you up. Scary shit. My simple advice would be not to do spiritual settings. If you use these substances, go in nature or with friends, try to enjoy. Otherwise, they can lead you to some weird place. Yeah. When it comes to, I have experience now. I just do shrooms, watch anime. Shrooms is not bad though. I guess also you got to be careful with shrooms too, because I had bad trips with shrooms too. But shrooms is a bit different. Shrooms is easy to not. Shrooms is very easy not to abuse it. It's like you already know. Like I already took a good while. I already was with it for a good while. Now it's time for me to chill. I don't have to do this anymore. Weed is different though. Weed, it's easy to abuse weed, unfortunately. But for me, like I said, I knew this had to happen to me because once I stopped smoking, because of what happened to me, I know I needed to shift my focus to something else. So I just put all my focus on just hopefully, making my content better. So I know you guys have seen a slight upgrade on my content. I focus more on quality, and I also have like scripts. Before I would just kind of talk raw, but now I put all my ideas and make it into like a script and make it a little bit better, make it a little bit nicer, clean it up. So yeah, man, everything happens for a reason. But I started using again for months, but even I use it right now like the old days. It's coming good to me right now. but I am more careful right now. Yeah, no worries. When I back in 2016, I had like a very intense depression, and it was a heart chakra blockage, and it was also because of marijuana. And then again, this lasted like ups and downs up until 2018. From 2016 to 2018, basically almost 2019, I was going through depression, extreme paranoia, and I mean to the max, where I would hear voices. It was intense, and I do talk about it a little bit on my channel here on my YouTube, but I'll probably talk about it more on my Patreon. Another thing, guys, too, if you guys feel like you guys are fatigued as well, right? Which is gonna happen a lot. It's okay. It's okay to rest. You know what I mean? Take your time to rest, because you're not the normal person. You're not a normal earth seed with all this energy. All they are doing is accessing their lower chakras most of the time. They're accessing just their physical body, and sometimes their dream body when they're going to sleep. But you guys are accessing all the way up to your spiritual bodies. That's a lot of energy. This is why sometimes you guys are fatigued. And this is why sometimes you sleep for like 10 hours. And then there's other times where you only sleep like 4 hours. You know, when I'm in my higher frequencies, I feel like I'm faded off the za without even having to blaze. Yes. So in my opinion, it's better to just raise your frequency. It's so very true, Purple. I'm glad you said that. It's true. You feel loopy. I know if any of you guys have noticed this before, that's been in very high frequencies like 5D, you feel like loopy. It's crazy. I got the keys. What's going on, my man? Thank you for being here. It's been a long time. Take care of your tripods, everything. Let your body settle a while. I'm glad you're doing better. I'm glad I'm doing better too, man. I'm glad I'm doing better too. Yes, I know them. I think it's better not to talk about. Thank you for your wisdom. No worries, Alper. All right, guys. I know this was kind of a quick live, but I was just gonna be on here for like about an hour. Just to talk to you guys, to see how you guys are doing. Hopefully I can provide some perspective. Yeah, but I gotta get out of here, guys. I got some stuff to do, so I think I'm gonna end it now. If you guys are interested in any of my services and my Patreon, and of course the Lighthouse, all those links will be in the video description down below. Oh, wait, right before we go, looks like we got a super chat from I Got the Keys. Thanks, I Got the Keys. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I could give you a quick scan and see what's going on with you if you want. I can't really see the messages if you put a message or anything like that. I can't see the messages here. But oh, okay, never mind. I got it. Looking for a message from my guidance source. Yeah, I got you. A really, really quick message for I Got the Keys, and then I gotta get out of here, guys. Okay. And thanks for using the tips instead of the super chat. I got the keys. I appreciate that. There's going to be a moment of clarity that's coming for you. I got the keys, and it's going to come out. It's going to come for you unconventionally. Sometimes you meditate. Sometimes you do spiritual practices. But this moment of clarity is just going to come out in your day-to-day life. It's like a lesson that you're going to learn. If you haven't learned this already, it feels like you've done it already. In this moment of clarity, it's going to be like a little bit of a momentum. If you hold on to this moment of clarity, I got the keys. From here on, you can actually raise your frequencies even more. Once you hold on to this moment of clarity, it's actually going to release energies, heighten your frequency. And then from there, it's going to be easier for you to perceive things from a higher perception. If you decide, if you choose to do it. Does that make sense? Right? Because you can easily just have that moment of clarity and just stay there and then maybe even dip again. But if you have that moment of clarity, right? Might even come as a purge, but it doesn't feel like it yet. Moment of clarity. Look at the world, look at your surroundings, look how different your perception is, even on things that you used to think, man, this sucks. Actually, no, it's actually not that bad. Now I can see the cosmic plan on things, right? Look for things like that. And it's actually going to raise your frequency even more. Okay. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the tip. All right, guys. I love you guys very much. I got to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for always supporting me, man. Always coming here and showing me love. Go check out the Lighthouse, guys. Go check out my Patreon. Go check out my services if you guys feel called to it. If you guys want one-on-one private message with the crystal ball here, we can really get down to the nitty-gritty of what it is your situation is. Other than that, my friends, bye-bye. I'll see you guys next week on a Monday. Namaste.